In every conflict, whether on a battlefield or in everyday life, the most dangerous person isn't necessarily the one who shouts the loudest or displays the greatest physical power. It's the person who remains the calmest. Imagine standing in the midst of chaos. Voices are raised, emotions are running high, and everyone seems to be reacting impulsively. Yet, amidst this storm, one individual stands out, not by overpowering others with force, but by maintaining an inner stillness so profound that it disarms even the most aggressive opponents. This is the paradox that legendary swordsman Musashi Miyamoto understood intuitively and rigorously. His approach to combat wasn't solely based on mastering the sword, but on mastering his emotions, a skill that allowed him to win 60 consecutive duels to the death. Musashi's ability to stay detached from the immediate emotional turbulence, to observe his surroundings as if from a higher perspective, was his true secret weapon. Musashi developed a systematic method to control his emotional responses, a method that transcends centuries and remains incredibly relevant today. In a world where conflicts arise not just in physical duels but across boardrooms, social media platforms, and within personal relationships, his ancient wisdom offers powerful lessons for modern challenges. Now, by learning to create emotional distance, anticipating the natural progression of a confrontation, harnessing the power of deliberate, calming breaths, and channeling your energy toward purposeful action, you can navigate even the most intense situations with poise and clarity. This extended session will dive into Musashi's 4-step framework for emotional control. We'll explore how to step outside the emotional storm, observe challenges without becoming part of them, and use strategic calmness to transform conflicts into opportunities for growth and decisive, effective action. In this journey, we begin by understanding the critical importance of emotional distance, the practice of creating space between what happens and how you react. It is this space that enables you to see clearly, respond thoughtfully, and ultimately control the narrative of any confrontation. As we unpack each principle of Musashi's system, you'll discover not just techniques for winning arguments, but life-changing tools for mastering yourself. By the end of this discussion, you'll appreciate why being calm, composed, and purpose-driven is far more formidable than brute force. So, prepare to learn, reflect, and ultimately embody the inner calm that makes you the most dangerous person in any confrontation. Principle 1. Emotional distance, creating space between action and reaction. When someone yells at you or challenges you, your body immediately floods with stress hormones, your heart races, your muscles tense, and your thinking narrows. This is the trap most people fall into during a heated encounter. Musashi discovered that the key to overcoming this storm wasn't superior swordsmanship, but rather stepping outside the maelstrom of emotion. He described confrontation from a higher vantage point, as if watching clouds pass by without becoming the storm. Think about the last time you were overtaken by anger. In that moment, you became your anger. Your words, actions, and thoughts were driven by that emotion rather than your true intentions. By deliberately creating an emotional distance, by acknowledging, "I notice I'm feeling anger," rather than succumbing to it, you start to separate yourself from the intensity of the moment, paving the way for clear-minded decisions. The second principle of Musashi's system is anticipatory awareness, a kind of foresight he referred to as foreknowledge. It's the ability to sense what might unfold before it happens. In his famous text, The Book of Five Rings, Musashi emphasized understanding an opponent's moves before they occur, not by telepathy, but by recognizing patterns of human behavior. When someone becomes angry, their responses follow predictable paths. Just like a chess master who sees 5 moves ahead, you can train yourself to predict likely outcomes in any confrontation. Before engaging in a difficult conversation, take a brief moment to ask, what is the other person's current emotional state? What might they really want from this interaction? And what are the most likely responses? By analyzing these patterns, even in our fast-paced modern interactions, you mitigate the shock that comes from unexpected emotional outbursts and maintain control over your reaction. Third principle, strategic breathing, mastering the physiology of calm. Even the best laid plans can crumble if your body is overwhelmed by stress. That's why Musashi placed significant emphasis on breath control. He observed that when swordsmen became angry or fearful, their breath turned shallow and rapid, a clear signal that they were losing control. In contrast, when you breathe slowly and deeply, you not only calm your body, but also create space for rational thought. Musashi practiced a specific breathing technique before and during duels, inhaling for 4 counts, holding briefly, and then exhaling for 6 counts. This deliberate manipulation of the breath shifts the body's response from a full-blown fight-or-flight mode to a state of calm readiness. Today, when tensions rise in a meeting or during an argument, apply this 4 to 6 breath pattern. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds and exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. This strategy gives you the physiological calm you need to think clearly, even when emotions threaten to take over. Purposeful action, aligning emotions with your true goals. The final principle of Musashi's framework is purposeful action. While many people allow their emotions to dictate every move in a conflict, Musashi fought with a clear strategic purpose in mind. In his writings, he emphasizes that a warrior shouldn't act on impulse, but should remain centered on his ultimate goal. When your actions are driven by a defined purpose, rather than by transient emotions like anger or fear, you control the direction of the interaction. Before entering any confrontation, determine your true objective in one clear sentence. Ask yourself, what outcome will serve my long-term goals? Keeping this purpose at the forefront of your mind not only anchors your emotions, but also aligns your words and actions with what matters most. Purposeful action prevents you from being hijacked by momentary feelings and instead ensures that every move you make advances your genuine intent. The full system, integrating Musashi's 4 principles. Emotional distance creates the space between stimulus and reaction. Anticipatory awareness prepares you by highlighting the patterns and likely responses of others. Strategic breathing gives you the physiological calm necessary to operate from a place of clear-headedness. Purposeful action ensures that your responses are aligned with your true objectives. Together, these principles form a cohesive system that transcends simple conflict management. They connect to deeper ideas found in Buddhism, such as non-attachment and effortless action, where you learn to let go of reactive impulses and embrace the natural flow of life. Modern implications, applying ancient wisdom today. Our modern world is full of confrontations, social media conflicts, heated workplace debates, political arguments, and personal relationship strife. In many ways, we face more conflict daily than Musashi might have encountered in a month. Yet the techniques he mastered are more relevant than ever. Today, instead of firing off angry texts or posting emotional comments, consider taking a moment to create emotional distance. Anticipate the responses, breathe intentionally, and act with purpose. Research backs this up. Brain scans show that labeling your emotions activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thinking, thus soothing the emotional centers. In essence, by applying Musashi's principles, you not only control conflicts more effectively, but also gain access to a level of clarity that can transform your interactions and relationships. The true power of Musashi's approach is not just in winning a duel or defusing an argument. It's in mastering yourself. The person who remains calm and collected in the face of conflict taps into a fundamental truth about human nature. The calm mind sees more clearly, acts more purposefully, and lives more freely. When you hold on to your composure instead of reacting impulsively, you gain a magnetic power that attracts respect and admiration. This isn't just about avoiding confrontation. It's about engaging in only the meaningful conflicts that truly matter, while letting the trivial ones dissolve on their own. By integrating emotional distance, anticipatory awareness, strategic breathing, and purposeful action, you can navigate today's challenges with the unshakable tranquility of a true master. If this message resonates with you, remember, the strength to control your emotions lies in your hands. Embrace these techniques and let them transform every aspect of your life, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. Stay calm, stay focused, and let your inner power shine through.